Good morning, folks. It's your old Uncle Jason here, serving you up some spiritual breakfast from Our Daily Bread. Let's get into it. Today's Bible reading for Saturday, March 30th, 2024, is taken from Isaiah 53, verses 4 through 7 and 10 through 12. Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquity. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we are like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way, and to the Lord hath laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He was brought as a lamb to the slaughter, as he sheep before the shears is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him, he hath put him to grief, when thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin. He shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper his hand. That's a good word this morning. The article today, entitled The Passion of the Christ, is written by Alison Cada. Boy, some people and their names. Anywho, no disrespect intended. Before Jim Caviezel, the guy who played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ, director Mel Gibson warned that the role would be extremely difficult and could negatively impact his career in Hollywood. The guy took on the role anyway, saying, "I think we have to make it, even if it's difficult." During the filming, he was struck by lightning, lost 45 pounds, and was accidentally whipped during the flogging scene. Afterwards, he stated, "I didn't want people to see me. I just wanted them to see Jesus." Conversations will happen through that. The film deeply affected him and others on the set, and only God knows how many of the millions who watched it experienced changed lives. The Passion of the Christ refers to the time of Jesus' greatest suffering, from his triumphal entry on Palm Sunday, and including his betrayal, mocking, flogging, and crucifixion. Accounts are found of all four Gospels. In Isaiah 53, his suffering and its outcome are foretold. He was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him, and by his wounds we are healed. All of us, like sheep, have gone astray, but because of Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection, we can have peace with God. His suffering opened the way for us to be with him. Now, some of y'all don't understand just how much you go through during that time. The crucifixion is a horrible way to die. It's probably the third most horrible way to die. You are beaten severely and then literally nailed to two boards that are fashioned together with rope. Now, history will say, the Catholic Church will believe that it's through the hand. But if you look at science and the mechanics of the body, they put it through the wrist. Now, at one time, they believed that the hand included the wrist. But due to, advances in certain studies, we found that it's actually two different things. Just a little bit of a medical history for you. But the nail through the wrists and nail through the ankle bone will support the body's weight. Unfortunately, the muscles of the chest and everything else do not. You essentially, if you lift up, you got to deal with all that pain of the entire body on your ankle bones that are crossed and pushing up. If you relax to give you relief from your legs, you won't be able to breathe because your hands are secured to the cross, thus putting pressure on your heart and lungs. So you either die from exposure or you die from suffocation. They also, the time when Christ was stabbed while on the cross, they thought he was, that's how they showed mercy to him. Because a huge storm and whatnots came up. When God turned his back on Christ, and the sky went black around the third hour. The other two, their knees were broken, but his was not. And he pierced his side, and it didn't break a single bone. So that's the gist of the crucifixion. If you really want to see the small glimpse of it, I recommend watching The Passion of the Christ. It's actually a really good movie, and highly recommend it. So, folks, today let us ponder what Christ did for us. And hopefully someday you'll learn something about it, and tell others about it. So until then, stay safe, stay blessed, and as always, stay in the shadow of the Almighty. This is your old Uncle Jason, signing off.